One thing I've learned is it's obviously all about God's people. It's shepherding His people. Leaders of ministries make a mistake when they say, I'm shepherding you or you're my sheep. Absolutely not right. We're shepherding, okay, but we're shepherding God's sheep, not our sheep. That changes everything about how we shepherd. For instance, I tell people, hey, if you and your spouse wanted to go out for the evening, had kids, and you wanted to drop your kids off at our house for me and my wife to watch for a while, so you go out to dinner. If we go in the backyard to play on our play set, we're always careful with our kids, I promise, but now we're going to be extra careful with your kids. If we got a trampoline and your kids start jumping on the trampoline, we're real careful. We're right there. Why? Because in 3 or 4 hours, you're going to come back and you want them in one piece, right? They're your kids, but for a while, you're stewarding them with us, and we are to shepherd them so you can have a nice evening. I'm shepherding God's sheep here at First Baptist Church of Greer. And of course, according to the Bible, I will give an account for that. And He'll want to know, how did I love? How did I encourage? Did I preach Christ? Did I preach the Bible? Did I go the extra mile? If you're supposed to go the extra mile for your enemies, what do you think about God's people? Of course, these are the things that we must do as shepherds. If you pastor long enough, or you lead any ministry at all, you're going to run across some people that are either hurt or been hurt or misconstrued, and you're going to deal with some difficult people. But I always like to say, hey, if you don't like dealing with difficult people or people in general, you're in the wrong business when it comes to ministering. The old adage that, hey, ministry would be great if it wasn't for all the people. Well, it's all about the people. That's all that it is. Honestly, I don't mind telling you, I have a rule that if you work here on staff, you've got to enjoy being around people. I'm not saying that you can't work somewhere else or be successful. I'm just saying it's kind of a rule I've got. Sure, you're going to run across people that are mean. You're going to run across people that say things they shouldn't say. Try not to take it to heart. Know that every ministry deals with people like that. Paul and Peter dealt with people like that. You can't do it in your own strength, but God can do it through you. Love them. Encourage them. Pray for them. And I don't know, you'll see a lot of things turn around that a lot of guys that give up on people never see. Try to keep people close. We're all sinners. We've all fallen short of the glory of God, according to Romans. I don't know if it works for everybody. It helps me sleep better at night. The Bible says, as far as it goes with you, be at peace with all of mankind. I think that's good wisdom in the ministry that gets ignored sometimes. I think there was a movement 15 years ago, 20 years ago, somewhere around there, that churches thought what we need is like a CEO more than a shepherding pastor. And, it might look good on theory. It might even look good on a magazine cover. I don't know. But that's not what we're commanded to be. We're to be shepherds, a man among the people, if you will. And I want to say in a good ways, we mentioned a lot of growing churches in the area. Well, the commonality is true shepherds, loving people, leading people, rubbing elbows with the people. A shepherd should smell like the sheep. Everyone says that. So I'm grateful that there is a great movement back away from any CEO type leaders. Maybe that works good at Walmart or Exxon, but that's not the way God's church works. We are shepherds. Actually, we're under shepherds. There's only one chief shepherd. And us under shepherds as pastor, we report to him how we treat his sheep. For right now, at First Baptist Church of Greer, I'm an under shepherd of Christ's people here. It was the Lord Himself that warned us against the hirelings instead of the pastor. That's why I never use the term hired a pastor. No, that's a hireling. No, you want shepherds. No, I'm not saying you shouldn't pay your shepherds. Of course, a worker is worthy of his wages, what the Bible says. Double honor, honestly, is what the Bible says. But you call a pastor. You call a minister of the gospel. It's calling. We're not in this for the money. If any pastor's in this for the money, I can promise you they're not wanting to be an under shepherd. This is a person that's going to be leveraging themselves on the back of the church, not the other way around. So, yeah, it has to be a calling. You won't make it otherwise. There's no way. Money or the accolades or everybody patting you on the back because of great sermons you preached. I mean, that's a fairy tale. It is arduous work, but so is shepherding. That's what shepherding. And, it's service. It's a service. It's a step down. Jesus is the one that kneeled at his apostles' feet and he washed them. I mean, that's our king. If he did that, what do you think we should be doing as shepherds? So, it was Adrian Rogers that said that he knows some pastors that can strut sitting down, And I always think, that ought not be us, right? Not even meaning so, but spiritual pride can creep into all of us. And all of a sudden, it's not about the mission. It's about us. It's about ourselves. Got to stay away.